Solve analysis. We got Kit Clement. I'm sure a lot of you guys know who he is. Big time organizer up in the Pacific Northwest. We got a 6x6 average with his interesting color scheme, but since we're looking at it in slow-mo, shouldn't be too distracting. Kit gave me 5 solids, so we're gonna go ahead and start on solid number 4. Or solid number 3. So he said the back 3 are the good ones, so we're gonna go ahead and look at the back 3. Yeah, why do you have so many normal color schemes? Oh, Yushin Little Magics. Shout out. Nice. Alright, so Kit is doing a real scramble, which is regrettable, but, you know, I guess if that's what you want to be doing. Alright. Man, real scrambles are slow. Okay, here we go. What do I see? I see a lot of black, blue, yellow, blue's easy. Blue's easy. Definitely do blue here. This is let's see what you got. Okay, so first thing, what is Kit average? I'm trying to... Kit average is about 330. So, in this case, this is a simple enough case where I definitely recommend, like, so right here... One sec, where are we? No, we were past that. So right here, yeah. So it's 2 moves to right here. And so you're right here, and you pull down this entire... You pretty much almost have 2 bars done right now, and you pull down this entire second bar right here. I like the fact that you're getting 2 bar, like, you saw the fact that you can build, like, the inner 2x4, essentially, and you almost built the entire inner 2x4. But right here, this is so simple, you can just go ahead and do an F, slice these 2 centers down, and then slice them back, and you'll have 2 bars right away. So I definitely would have done that. Then it gets kind of... Oh, this is another thing just in general. This kind of goes along with last week's... so yeah, you saw that the piece is here, so you brought down this bar over here. This is a really big thing that I think a lot of newer... Like, everyone... Like, I don't know. A lot of people who just aren't really thinking about exactly what's going on are doing. So, you do a slice to pull down this bar... But there's nothing like, you're on your first center and you probably don't know what's on the back. You can just straight up do an R-wide prime instead of slicing it. Because, and then that's probably just a mistake. But you just do like, just unnecessary slices just add a lot of time and are really uncomfortable for like finger tricks. Right. Like that, that was good. Not sure about that, was it? Whoa, whoa, whoa. So, I'm not sure exactly what the plan was here. Like, I'm a little curious what, just kind of what the plan was here. In general, you want to be, in general, you either want to be, like, at this stage right here, you have all the pieces you need to make this green, this middle bar on your front face and this face right here. You essentially, you bring these 2 pieces up to the top layer, but then you like kind of build them on the top layer. Either you want to build the entire bar on the not on one of the centers that's not your first 2 centers, and then put it on the top layer, or B, build your entire bar at the same time you're putting on the top layer. That's a little trickier. I'd recommend at this point just like probably just build your bar on the middle layer, but because right here now you're in this kind of state, which is okay, so this is a big thing also. You're in like, because like, the whole bar was kind of sitting there, and then you brought 2 pieces up that didn't actually like do anything for you. So, and then right here, so this position right here, this is just a good thing for everyone to know. Right here on 6x6, if you have, let me build a center real quick. I guess I don't really need to. It's like a lot easier if I'm in the same spot though. Oops. So if you have... Say you have this. So you have, this is what Kit has right here. So Kit then, what he sees, he sees these two pieces out of the first bar, and he's like, okay, I need to get the edge and the centerpiece right here. What you don't notice is that one of the edges is right here in this kind of L shape in the corner. You can just go like that, and then you have the three pieces. This is just an important thing to know. Is he brings up the edge, and then he brings up. Wait, what did he do? Then he brings up. That was the bar, right? Wait. Oh, he's doing. Haha. Okay, that's why I was so confused. Oh my god, black is opposite blue. I was like so... Oh my god, okay. Ignore everything I just said. That was like really confusing for a second. Okay. So now we finished. Let's just go back in time for a couple minutes. Oh wait. Analysis, sorry. Okay, so now we're on black. Okay, we're on black. Holy crap. So made the first bar, took out... I don't think there's anything wrong with this. This might be a little tricky, like, on the advanced side of things. Man, this video is so long, it's hard to, like, scroll through it. I wish this bar on the bottom was longer. So, like, right here, this is a pretty tricky case at 330 to be like, oh, you can make this a 2x4 really fast. This is one of the easiest 2x4s. Because if you have this wing right here, if you have this wing right here sitting on the other layer, you can do a slice up, match them up, and then slice back in 3 moves. You can build 2 bars. But I don't think it's really necessary. I think, because like, oh, you did the slice, so if you had done, like for instance, if you just had happened to have, when you put this slice, if there happened to be a black piece right there, you would have solved the 2 bars. But I don't think it's really a big deal. Pull this other bar down, solve that one. I think in this case, that's probably the best way of doing it. Although there is one thing that I definitely recommend you should be doing. Man. I was saying it's so long because there's 5 solves. This makes it hard. Okay, so right here. Oh, oops. Sorry, I missed it. I accidentally scrolled past. So right here. So in this case, you do the insert. So you match up your 2 solid bars in the right, and that's generally a good idea. But the thing is, what takes precedence always is pulling out this bar right here. So if you notice, I don't think there's any black pieces next to this bar right here. So if you do a U2 and then insert with an L wide, that's going to pull out this black piece right here, and then you don't have any black pieces on top that aren't incomplete bars, and that's going to be a better option. Because you always want to pull out your black pieces as soon as possible. That's okay. Alright, there you go, like that. Alright, green. Ooh, Kid is one of the few people I know that will build on... Wait, what is he doing? Oh, okay, I see. Color scheme recognition. So it looks like Kid is his orientation neutral on where he puts his centers while he's building them. He built red on back, and then he built green on front, and now he's building green on front, or red on front again. That's pretty good. It's definitely a good idea to be able to build bars on back, or build your centers on back. I honestly think it's faster, but no one is used to it, and it's much more difficult. Sion does this. The one thing I will say here is, Kid realized he messed up color scheme. Just be a little more familiar with color scheme. It took kind of a long time to realize that. And B, if you have messed up color scheme already, just finish it out, and then fix color scheme at the end of all your centers, because it doesn't take any longer to finish the end of centers, and in this case, you threw off your entire kind of center flow by fixing color scheme and then readjusting to solving your center on F. So I'd really recommend just, like, oh, I messed up color scheme. As long as you did them on opposites as opposed to adjacents. Messing up color scheme with adjacents is really strange and rare. Almost no one does it. So I just recommend finishing it out wrong and then making sure you know that and then fixing it at the end of centers. Oh, I was so confused. So Kit does his last center on you, which is fine. I was just confused. Alright, that was nice. Okay. Okay, so just a quick thing, like right here. So Kit makes his first 2 bars. And just a thing to notice, like, he does the wide move, but in this case, he does the wide move when he should have sliced, because we see here, he has this wide move, and now this bar isn't done, but if he had done the slice, this piece would have actually been orange, and he could have just done a quick insert, because right there, boom, it comes back. And then he undoes it, so it was a good thing to notice, just in general, if you're looking for the whole bar, especially on last 2, because the whole bar is so easy, because they're, like, already done for you. Especially on last 2, definitely be looking for the last, just be looking for the whole bar instead of just one piece at a time. A big thing I've been noticing in these solves, though, is also just the one piece. Whoa, that finger trick is... That finger trick is very... Very, I'm not... Like, I mean, if you can do it 100% of the time, like... But, like, right there, boom. That push with that push, like, down, like... This thing right here, that is... I just recommend going like this. It's much safer, but if you can do it every time, then that's certainly do whatever you can do every time. But I just imagine that you'll probably agree that it's also not as safe. All right, edges. Okay, so I'm not 100% on this. I actually, in later Tuesday tips, I'm going to be analyzing, or I'm going to be asking around for analysis on, like, a lot of top-level solvers. But I've been noticing on a couple, like, solve submissions is that it's really common for people to be kind of, oh, I don't have a cube. It's already, like... So when you're looking, like, when people are looking for... Here, give me, like, 30 seconds. Okay, so when I've noticed it's kind of common, well, at least 2 people have done this, is that when you're looking for edges, say we're trying to finish, okay, well, I accidentally finished it there, but we're trying to finish red and white, and like, okay, we don't see it on top, we're going to look for it on bottom, and we're going to go like this. Like, we're going to go like this to look for it on bottom. Okay, well, it happened to be right here, so that was really easy, but, it's like, oh, we're looking for blue and yellow, and we're going to go like this to look for it on bottom, and then we'll see it here, and then we'll do an insert like this. So I'm not 100% sure about that because I haven't, like, conferred with a lot of other top-level solvers to see what other people do. And even if all the top guys do the same thing, I still wouldn't be like, this is definitely wrong, but I personally think it's better to, if, like, okay, it's not on top, just straight up do the Y2 to flip over here. The only thing I guess will detract from is if you're putting all 4 edges on your U or your D face to start off, which I think is a really good idea, and I think Kit will probably do it, and it's definitely a good idea, especially at Kit's speed. Then you, like, it's going to kind of mess up your flow there, but I don't know, like, when you're looking around like this, it just ruins your entire grip. Like, you have to, like, re-grip here to do this weird insert, and then you re-grip kind of again, and then you do your insert. While if you just do a Y2, you're in your solid position, you can cube normally, and then, okay, it's not here, you do a Y2 and you cube normally again. The thing is, especially at like when you get faster, you're doing less Y2s because you're more likely to see pieces where you see the entire edge on the U or the E layer, so you don't have to do a Y2, and then you're not putting your 4 edges on U or D face. But I just think it's really awkward to be kind of doing this, so I'm not 100% sure about that, but I definitely think it's something that everyone should be thinking about doing. Like, is this really the best option? Is it kind of awkward? But, yeah, so I will be I'm going to talk to... I'm definitely... Right. So, Kid is saying he always tries to do 4 edges in one layer, and he says it was a crutch. I don't think it's a crutch at all. I think it's, like... I think that's a really good idea. I was doing that for a super long time on 6x6 until I was, like, probably sub 2 minutes. I think it's a good idea 100%. And I guess it does mean that if you do a full Y2, then when you solve your edge, you should do a Y2 again to insert on your U layer or the same layer. And even when I was doing 4 edges on U and D, I still would do the Y2s, but I don't know. It's more negative at that when you're doing when you're slower. Doing a Y2 during the middle of your solve is definitely more of a negative thing because you're doing more Y2s and you have to do another Y2 to go back. But I'm not 100% sure about this, but I think it's just really awkward and something that people should be kind of thinking about. I'm definitely going to talk, I'm going to ask like Felix and Max and like Patrick and all the top like people, like a lot of different top cubers that have different styles maybe to see if I can get like do solve analysis there and see kind of what they're doing. But yeah, so that's just in general. Yeah, 4 on bottom, I like that. Now there's no more Y2s, which is a really big, like it's really nice to not have to do Y2s anymore. Also that, so it's the same finger trick. The first one, oh wait, one sec. So Kit does like this, which the first one, like this looked a little sketchy, and then he does this, which looks a lot more safe, but if you can do it every time, then you can do it every time, but I don't know, like, I think explicitly, no matter what, it's definitely better to be able to do this. So, like, this is definitely better, and I think more, like, this is doing U wide 3, U prime is definitely better and more consistent. Is also difficult, but more consistent and just as fast. Doing, like, rotating and doing this is something I do a lot, and it's 100% consistent. You'll never mess it up because it's so easy to grip, but it is very slow. So, I think I do the safest version that's not very fast. This is the fastest version that's also safe, and then this is kind of in mix that's interesting. But I think the best option is to do kind of what Felix does and do the U wide 3, U prime or something. Alright. I actually really like this. Kit does a nice thing here, so... Kit does this insert, and he does kind of a... He, like, seems to be pretty familiar with this finger trick. I'm not sure if I like it that much. Oh, shoot, my bad. So Kit is doing, So he inserts, and then he's got the last piece of the edge here, and then he got 3 under his left hand, and he does, like, this wide D to get it... Now the edge is on the right side. And it's pretty much a give and take. Like, you could have done a U wide, which would have been easier, but then you have to pull out the edge with your left hand, and then in this case, he seems he's pretty comfortable with doing the D wide with holding with left, and I think it's like whatever he's used to, and I think this works fine for him, so I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That looked like a case of he wasn't sure what orientation the edge was going to be in. That's just kind of a thing that you'll get used to as you do a million solves. Alright. Alright, so Kit's using slice up slice purely, which is fine. I think there's nothing wrong with that. But I think actually Kit's slice up slicing, especially on this, or at least on this solve, is pretty efficient. He was definitely picking the best options to slice up slice from, which is definitely a good idea. If you're really, like, I don't know how focused Kit is on getting good at 6x6, but I definitely started thinking about, like, working in cycles, like, oh, I see, like, an easy cycle, I'm just going to try and do a cycle. Even if it's only one piece at a time, it's just something good to get used to. But, definitely, like, good slice up slice there, so I like that. Let's just go to solve 2. Holy crap, it's already been 20 minutes. Let's just check out. I think, like I said in most of these videos, like, a lot of the stuff becomes pretty apparent after the first solve. And then we're looking for kind of new stuff. But I'm not gonna say the same thing over again, because that's sort of pointless. Holy crap. Blue, right. Oh my god. 1 second, I need to go back. I'm gonna get back to all the way I started this. Man, look at that WCA start. Hands not even on the cube. Call up Max Park and tell him what a good start looks like. Oh, right, blue. Okay, right. Okay. I think that was fine, actually. That was good. Okay, oh, right here. Big one. So there's I noticed a couple times slicing when you shouldn't, not slicing when you should. In this case, this is a big case of not slicing. Like right here, you have these two pieces right here. You want to keep them down in this E layer. Definitely do a slice here. But Kit does it wide, and then he has to pull them out. So it's essentially like he did X moves. Just know when to slice versus not slice. Yellow. Okay. Woo! There it is. Look at that 2x4. Oh yeah. I mean, this is like the easiest 2x4 case, but we love 2x4s. We're all about building 2x4s. Notice. Oh yeah, check that out. Check that out. Oh, we got 3x2 already built. And we look up and it's already built for us. And then 3 moves, 2x4. Oh, so nice. Alright, like that. Alright, Kit's doing... Same thing right there. He inserted a bar with some extra pieces, then you had to pull them back out. Definitely time for... Definitely want to be slicing there. Okay, right here. This is something you never want to do. So, Kit's pretty good because he can... It seems that he... I don't know if he always builds... Kit can tell me in... He can tell me in chat, but he's building bar... He's building a center on B, and then... He's building a center on back, and then... He's building center on back, and I've seen him also build it on front, it seems. So in this case right here, though, he does the big no-no of... Here, let me get to the last 2 centers. Oops, that was not smart. So Kit does like... Kit's here, and I don't know why exactly, but he wants to do this center here, so then he does... This rotation, never do that rotation. I do build on B when I get comfortable with what's left. Okay, yeah, don't. And when you're building your last 4 centers, you never want to do this rotation. When you start with, the colors that you have on your right and left should stay on the right and left at all times. You never want to do this rotation. It's just like, it almost provides you no benefit and takes like a second and a half. Because in this case, like. There wasn't really any reason to do that. Just like a big thing I really don't like. And just a little bit uncomfortable with the last edge center case, but not a big deal. Alright. Okay, so in this case, I don't know if he saw that... Oops, sorry. In this case, I don't know if Kit saw necessarily that he had this like almost built green and orange right here, but so he does the thing where he kind of looks at the bottom of the cube. He goes to the bottom of the cube to look, but he hasn't built any edges yet. You can just do a Y2 and then it's the same because there's no edges built, so you haven't picked if you're putting them on the U or D layer. It doesn't matter yet. The first edge can go anywhere. Okay, good. Pick that edge. Right. Okay, so this is a common thing that is kind of something I didn't pick up until I was more advanced, but I think it's just really good to get a good habit on. So, when you finish an edge... Oops, I didn't finish my last 2 centers. When you finish an edge, your first instinct is like, alright, I'm done with an edge, let's put it in the top layer and be done with it. And this... I mean, when you're slower, it's not a big deal. It takes like half a second, and it's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. But it's a really good idea just to get used to. Putting this edge up here doesn't do anything unless you do it with like on purpose. Like, all right, I finished an edge. Let's leave it here for a second. Oh, we have this piece. Let's insert. Let's pull up the edge in the top, and at the same time, solve another piece. Doesn't need to be too fancy, but just hold the edge there until you see something new. It won't save you too much time originally, but it'll be a really good way to kind of get going into more advanced stuff. Oh, back inserts, I like it. Back inserts, very good. I would have back inserted both of those though. So Kit did it seems like I wouldn't recommend this. This isn't like a necessity, but so like okay, so the first one was good because you pulled out. This was smart because you finished an edge at the same time you put in the piece for another edge. But right here, this is a great time to use the back insert. He's got a solved edge here. He needs to put this one either on the left or with the back insert. Do a quick back insert. It would take in. There's no regrip. It would have been a lot faster. I'm only saying this because I've seen Kit do back inserts, so he's already like used to them. It's not necessarily something you need to pick up, but if you're gonna use them, it's definitely a good idea to. Yeah, Kit. This solves the centers in the solve are way better than the edges. The centers in the solve are pretty good. I mean, you got pretty lucky with the third center, but still, they're pretty solid. Oh, what is going on right now? Oh dear lord! Oh no! Freeze City. Okay, so I do like the fact that Kit waited until he saw what he wanted to do. He saw the case he wanted, but you do got to be a little quicker than that because this is just this hurt a little bit. Yeah, slice up slice to finish the edges. I think, given the fact that you're using pure slice up slice, I think that the slice up slice options are pretty smart. Definitely good. Ooh, you're gonna cancel a little parity. I like that too. I don't think there's any real reason to change your last 4 edges right now. If you want to start thinking about cycles, it's definitely a good idea. It's not completely necessary. Your slice up slice is pretty solid for, like, you're picking the best options, so I like that. Oh, there it is. The cancellation OLO parity. Alright, we like that. So slow unless your max part can do it really fast. Takes like 5 seconds. Alright, and very smart. Good. Did the, dude, do the better J-perm. Do RUF J-perm. But that was smart also, did the pure parity into good J-perm. So, definitely want to do it like that. So, we're probably just going to watch through. We're probably not going to pause this one too much. This one looks pretty nice anyways. Yeah, we're just looking for new stuff in this last one. Especially in a 6x6 Mina 3. Usually you found, like, all the stuff that... There's not too much new stuff going on. I like that little kind of sequence right there also, because Kit had another free center to work with, so instead of doing a bunch of extra moves, he rotated the corner on a different center and then matched it up. That was smart. I don't usually do that, but I think what Kit did is probably a better idea than what I do, so. Alright. Alright. Okay, we're gonna go back just 1 second because this is like the last thing that I think Kit could work on. That's kind of like a good idea. So right here, let me go to. All right, so say you got this case right here. So you got your yellows, and you can solve these yellows by going R, U2, R prime, right? I think most people probably already know that. See, that's like pretty standard. Oh, Kit can do RUL faster than RUF. That's interesting. RUL though on big cubes is pretty risky. I definitely don't think it's. I mean, if you can do it better, then you can do it better. But I think it's pretty risky in my opinion. So pick whatever works best. But it is. See, RUF is like really reliable on big cubes. So you on 5x5 you have this. You can do the same thing on 6x6. Now Kit has the same case. It's just not going to make the whole bar. If we look right here, what he could have done. Let's go back. Boom, right here. So he's got a black piece right here. Ooh, sorry. He's got a black piece right here, and he's got these 2 black pieces right here. R wide, U2, R wide prime. We'll match up 3 of these, and he just needs the last center piece. I'm only mentioning this now because this is a good trick to know. It's not necessarily that tricky, but it's something I've seen. There's a lot of options for it in kit solves, and he's not really using it. So just kind of something to be aware of. You probably already know the 5x5 thing. It's just applicable to 6x6 and 7x7. It just doesn't look exactly the same. So he does it there, actually. So, but... that was interesting. But it worked out, I guess. Edge patterns look pretty much the same on all these solves. Oh wait, I almost forgot. Kit does... I almost forgot to mention this. Kit does, so when Kit flips... If Kit does a flip, he goes like this, or... Wait, how's he go? He goes like... I forget. I don't know. He uses... To do F prime, he goes like this. I really would recommend not... I really would recommend going like... Doing it like this. Either doing it like this, or you could pick up Chris Olsen's alg where you do it inversely. But using your left hand for F prime is like really sketchy, and I was doing it for years, and it's just a bad idea in general. Really highly recommend using your whole right hand. Keep your thumb, whatever way you do it, keep your left thumb on this sticker right here, because it's really gonna hurt you to be doing that with your lefty. Just like it's essentially just like another cube rotation. Yeah, like this. Like, that's a case right there that'd be easily... That's like a pretty basic cycle case that'd be easily improved by doing a cycle, but... That's good. Doing both flips, yeah. So Kit's really good at slice up slice. Like, he's making sure he's doing double slices to get all the pieces he wants. But yeah, definitely the next step would be thinking about doing some, like, easy cycles when you see them. Oh god, not really like that focused on big cubes. So I wouldn't. You don't need to like learn your RUD G perms, but they're nice. Yeah. So just kind of overall general thoughts about Kit's video. I mean, I said most of it in the video. Also, the number one, like one of the biggest things in centers is doing slice moves when you don't have to, or not doing slice moves when you should to save pieces. That MU2 M prime thing that you can use on 6x6. Also, another thing, it seems a little bit that on some of the centers, especially, you're building a piece at a time versus finding all 4 pieces for the bar and then putting them together. There's a lot of, oh, I'm putting these 3 pieces together and then I'm putting the 4th piece. And if you had seen all 4 pieces beforehand, you could have saved a lot of moves by kind of just like visualizing how they're all going to fit together. Edges. The big thing that I didn't notice for a while is using your left hand for the F prime is really like it's just like an extra cube rotation on every flip, which is pretty bad. I switched, like it took me a couple years to do that, but still I really recommend switching away from that. Other than that is kind of the awkward look up for your pieces. I know you're doing all four edges on top, which is a good idea. I definitely like that. Other than that, edges, a lot of look ahead. Like the biggest issue is look ahead. Your TPS is actually pretty quick. I'd recommend like at least sometimes thinking about like sitting down and doing some slower solves and kind of feeling like seeing seeing what you can see, because there seems to be a few, like, more than normal of unnecessary moves or moves that get undone, or just, like, putting an edge in the top layer before you know what you're doing next. And these things aren't really helping you out. They're just, like, kind of giving you the feeling that you're doing a lot of moves, which I'm, like, a huge... Like, I do this all the time. So, like, that's, like, a big thing. Last 4 edges, really solid slice up slice. Definitely very good at slice up slice. Doing the right... Picking the right cases, doing the right stuff. The next step is kind of just, like, looking for easy slices or cycles that it can do, and then start kind of incorporating those into your edges as well. You don't need to do anything too fancy at this point, but just something that's, like, a good idea to kind of keep on the lookout for. And then 3x3 is pretty standard. Just be a little safer with your algs, in my opinion. But if you can do them well, then that's all that really matters. So yeah, that was the analysis.